Richard Graham to move the motion.
It is almost exactly 10 years since I had a debate, the first debate in my name, which was on apprenticeships in this very chamber. And therefore, 10 years on from the arrival of the new coalition government and a huge emphasis, a much welcome emphasis on apprenticeships, and 3 years on from the introduction of the apprenticeship levy, it seems to me this is a very good opportunity to review how the levy was introduced, what it aimed to achieve, and how that process has gone so far. Doubled the number of hire apprentices over the last 3 years from 36,000 to 75,000. The levy employers can now transfer 25% of their levy to other organisations. And I do know of examples from Gloucestershire Engineering Training where our county council and I think another public sector employer have used part of their levy to help an SME ensure that their apprentice gets the training they need. But it's not as widely known as it should be. Business West asked a very similar question of the previous apprenticeship minister. They asked, what would you advise colleges to do in September if they've gone over their non-levy allocation and have 16-year-olds wanting to start an apprenticeship with a non-levy employer? The former Right Honourable Member for Guildford replied, I would approach the larger levy-paying firms in the area. There are lots of them who won't have spent their levy pots. But the challenges, I think, are the fall in number of apprentices and the complexity of some of the bureaucracy. To quote from the University of Gloucestershire, further delays through the Institute for Apprenticeships and Technical Education. I think delays to approvals of standards through each stage with the timber industry, which it too has found enormous difficulty in being able to create standards and courses which are applicable for a sector which employs some 75,000 people.
And I congratulate my honourable friend for Gloucester, who along with our honourable friend, right honourable friend next to him from Harlow, has done so much to promote apprenticeships and to make sure they are a regular subject of debate here in Parliament.
Honourable friend who has done so much to support apprentices, and he understands the prestige of, the importance of promoting the prestige of apprenticeships is why he employs an apprentice, and I have my own apprentice stand.
Thank you to the Honourable Member for Gloucestershire for bringing forward this debate. And I thought at the beginning of it, he gave a thoughtful and considered overview of the picture and the concerns regarding apprenticeships. And I was particularly interested in the points he made around the concerns that SMEs have.
I'm grateful for the support of Honourable Member this afternoon and raising the issue of apprenticeships again and making sure that it is at the top of our agenda. A number of members today share my own passion for making sure that apprenticeships are a real true vehicle for social mobility.
I think this has been a valuable debate about the best way to structure the provision of apprenticeships and their financing, with widespread agreement on the value of apprenticeships as the ladder of opportunity and social mobility, and different ideas about how best to use and reform the apprenticeship levy. But when a quarter of apprenticeship starts have been lost over the last 3 years, when the FSB says urgent action is needed, and my friend, the Honourable Member of Stoke-on-Trent Central, highlights the challenges for SMEs, I do hope the DFE will reflect on the need for further reform. For while I recognise the Minister's own commitment to apprenticeships and to make the levy work better, I do think that further announcements of reform are needed soon, as promised by the Prime Minister. Leaving things as they are won't be enough, I don't think, for the skills needed either by global Britain or for an ambitious programme of levelling up.